Okay, here's some bad writing advice. Make your hero likable. Make your villain evil. Make sure your reader knows who to root for. That is exactly the recipe to end up with one-dimensional characters. Because real people aren't clean. They're not consistent and they're not morally tidy. Some of the best compliments I've gotten on Tell Me What You Did is that my protagonist, pro web, is a morally gray character. Well, thank you. We are all morally gray to one extent or another. If your hero is always doing the right thing, that's not heroic. That's fucking boring. And if your villain is evil for the sake of being evil, they're not frightening. They're a cartoon. What makes characters interesting is contradiction. Good people do selfish things all the time, and bad people justify their actions with logic that makes perfect sense to them. Someone can be loving in one moment and cruel in the next. That's what makes them interesting. That's what makes them human. And when you flatten all that out as a writer, you lose tension, you lose surprise, and most of all, I think you lose truth. Here's a simple way to think about it: is every character should believe that they are the hero of their own story, even the antagonist, especially the antagonist. And they may be wrong by conventional standards. They may be lying to themselves. They may be doing unforgivable things. But if they think they're right, the story has a lot more weight. Readers don't fall in love with perfection. They fall in love with recognition. They want to see themselves in those characters, whether they are the protagonist or the antagonist. If you want to deepen your characters, ask yourself one honest question. What is the thing that they would never admit out loud? Build from there. That's where the story gets dangerous. That's where it gets human. Most importantly, that's where it gets interesting.